It's time for the best holiday of the year, Christmas. That's right. Christmas to me is my favorite holiday. Just wrapped up my son's birthday. Kane, happy birthday, you're 6 years old. And a huge Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I couldn't be out here doing what I do without y'all's support. And that's an absolute fact. I'm so unbelievably grateful for everybody that watches my videos. But you know, the one thing about it is I get a ton of questions, and especially this time of year, on what to get your loved one for Christmas. You know, we all have a lot of fishing family members out there, and sometimes the holidays kind of jumble our brains up as to what we should get that particular person. You know, as you can see here, I've got a lot of gifts here. These are actually all for Kane. And because we spend more money on our kid than we do on ourselves, and there's no doubt about that. But I want to give you a few things that are going to help you find that perfect gift for your loved one. Because, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes it's very confusing and hard to find those particular gifts. So, Fisherman are very, very simple yet complicated, because the deal is as a fisherman, we like so many different baits, rods, reels, equipment. But you know, sometimes our loved ones, our wives, our girlfriends, our whoever you are, your significant other, that is buying, your parents, your grandparents that are buying these gifts for these fishermen, sometimes it can get confusing. So this is a video that is hopefully going to help you out. So first things first, I'm going to say the first thing that I would get a fisherman is a fishing lure. Now, there's a ton of different fishing lures out there. I'm going to go ahead and save you the trouble. Don't buy soft plastics for Christmas. And the only reason I say that is because there's so many complex colors, so many things, it's hard to buy. You can buy like thunder crickets, chatterbaits, spinner baits, new KVD spinner baits, things like that, and those are all great. I try to stick to hard baits when it comes to Christmas time. They're easy stocking stuffers, and honestly, color doesn't matter as much, you know, because the deal is, if you get something that's white or yellow or like in this case a crawfish pattern, your loved one's gonna like it. So these are just a couple. This is a KVD 1.5, a J300 jerkbait by Strike King, and a 3XD. Honestly, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, this is the particular one you got to buy. The deal is you just need to find something that you can easily package or stuff in a stocking. And hard baits, they don't bleed, they don't get everything messy. It's a very, very good stocking stuffer. They're relatively inexpensive. I mean, you can get hard baits. You can go to Academy, Bass Pro Shops, Tackle Warehouse. You can go to all these different places to purchase these items. And like I said before, they're super simple stocking stuffers, and they don't cost a whole lot of money. And then at the end of the day, we're spreading ourselves out. We're spending money on everybody, and you know, it's got to equal out. So you know, a $5 bait here, $6 bait there, it's not going to kill you too terribly much. Now, if you're a wife and you're watching this, fishing stuff costs a lot of money, no matter what your husband or boyfriend or whatever may tell you. Fishing stuff is expensive. So, there is something out there that has become kind of the big deal of 2020. We've known about it for a little while now, and I have definitely utilized this in my everyday fishing, and that is Garmin Live Scope Panoptics. So it goes without saying, Live Scope is not a cheap system. You have to buy the Live Scope transducer and a unit to run it on. It is a very big market item. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, your loved one is going to love you way more for it. I'm just being honest with you. It is, everybody's talking about scoping. I was doing a stream last night, and somebody actually mentioned about if I felt like live scoping should be illegal. And I don't think it should be, and mainly just because I just think it's another tool, just like our boats, just like our side imaging, just like anything that we use. It's just another tool that we can use and utilize. But I'm going to get into that later. We're not going to talk about that today. Today is Christmas, and we're talking about what you can get a last minute gift for your loved one that likes to fish. This is a big market item. It's going to cost you quite a bit of money. So if you're not really in the market for that, I always recommend a fishing reel. You can't go wrong with a fishing reel. Once again, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, you got to buy a Lose. You got to buy this particular Lose. That's just one of the reels that I use. I use a BB1. I use the Customs. I use a bunch of different ones. The question I got the other day, I got a phone call from a friend of mine, and they were going to buy their husband a reel, and they needed to know if they should get a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, an 8.3 to 1 gear ratio, what the difference was. And guys and girls, if you're watching this video, don't overcomplicate it. Please don't. Get your loved one, if you're buying a fishing reel, and it's a bait casting reel, a true bait casting reel, get them one in the 7.5 to 1, 7.1 to 1 gear ratio, and you'll thank me later. They're going to thank you for it. They're going to love it. They're going to use it all the time. All the time. There's no doubt about that. And that's one thing about it. You know, you don't have to have the highest end gear. You know, because at the end of the day, guys, Christmas isn't about, you know, Christmas isn't about like what you get. It's about what you give. And I do my best to like take care of my family members and my friends and hook them up with everything that I can. But, you know, you don't have to go all out and buy the most expensive stuff to have good stuff. You know, I would say 15 years ago, yeah, like if you wanted a good fishing reel, you're going to have to pay some money, you know, and that's the deal. But nowadays, you don't have to do that. Fishing reels are so affordable nowadays. Like you can get one for $99, $59, $79, and it's a pretty good reel. You know, enough about that stuff. Enough about reels and baits and all that. You know, there's another thing that fishermen really need this time of year. One thing that I ask for literally every year for Christmas, and that is a good beanie. A good toboggan. This one just happens to be one that I wore the other day. But you can't go wrong with gloves and beanies and like Under Armour cold gear, you know, long underwear, as we used to call them, long johns, things like that, because fishermen always lose that stuff. Always. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I lose my beanies and my toboggans literally every time I go fishing, it seems like. So you never can have enough of those. I wear Under Armour ones. I wear a lot of different ones. And obviously, Under Armour's not a sponsor of mine, but it's definitely something that I use a lot. And, you know, I was just thinking, like, I was thinking about the beanie, and there is something that I get a lot of compliments on, and it is not a sponsor once again, but it's something that I think everybody should have, and that is a good pair of boots. These are muck boots. I got them at Academy. They aren't anything special. They're just, I think they cost like $99. That's the model on them right there. I mean, shoe size, just get your shoe size. They're actually true to size. I wear like a 9.5 as far as like tennis shoes go, and I'm wearing a size 9 boot. So, I mean, they're really true to size. They're very, very comfortable. They keep your legs and feet warm. And that's most important, guys. Like, and girls, like if you're watching this video, your loved one wants to stay comfortable. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to run out here to the boat real quick. I got one more thing I want to talk to you about. But, you know, ultimately, when we're talking about Christmas, it's all about the season of giving. And I really hope that you're able to give what you want to give this year. You know, 2020's kind of been a down year for most, and it has been for everybody. So, I mean, I get it completely. So here's one more thing. This would be what I would consider a last-minute gift for somebody who owns a boat and maybe a handicapped father or a grandfather or someone that has a hard time getting in and out of boats. And that is a MegaWare Flex Step Pro. What it is, and I'll show you exactly how to use it. They're not expensive at all. You just lift that lever there, and you can actually adjust this thing, and they can step up in their boat like this and get anything and everything out of their boat, and that makes everything extremely convenient. They're not going to fall. They can grab a hold of the side of the boat to get up in there. I'm telling you, if you have a handicapped person in your family and they need help getting in and out of their boats, this attaches to trailer. It's super, super simple. If I can do it, I promise you can do it. But more importantly, guys, Christmas is the time of giving. It's not about what you get. It's about sharing that time with those loved ones. And I can't think of a better year than 2020 to spend time with family, because, that's all we got, guys. Like, 2020's been hard. It's been really hard on a lot of folks. And, there is some good stuff in sight. And I think we need to focus on the positives. We need to focus on all the good stuff around us, because at the end of the day, that's all we got. We have our positive mental attitude. I was watching a video on Gerald Swindle the other day, and I couldn't help but I love Gerald's mental picture on everything, that positive mental attitude. I think it's one of the coolest things, best things you could ever have. And I struggle with it sometimes. I have my days where I'm just depressed and down and out. And I get it. It's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. So, with that being said, that is my Christmas breakdown. I know it wasn't extremely specific, because Christmas isn't about just you got to go buy this one thing, because what if it's out? There's so many things you can buy your loved one. This is just a good idea of what to expect if you want to buy your loved one something special. Guys, most importantly, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope that you've had and have a wonderful 2021. I will be coming to you more and more live on my streaming stuff. If you've checked out my streaming stuff as far as Warzone, Call of Duty, please check it out. I know it's not for everybody, and as a disclaimer, I am not a gamer, but this is a perfect chance to connect with some fans that I don't traditionally get to connect with. And I hope you understand that it isn't just about me playing a video game. It's about me bringing more people into the fishing atmosphere that may not ever fish. So what this does is it allows them to connect with somebody like me, brings them into the fishing world, and allows them to see everything that it's about. Because the deal is, what if they watch one of my streams and then they click on one of my fishing videos and then they're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to go fishing one day, and they subscribe to my channel, do all these things. And I know there's some of you out there that definitely don't want to watch it, that definitely not interested in that, and that's perfectly okay, guys. It's not for everyone. That's for a different market of people, but it's still who I am. I enjoy playing that game. I enjoy being around the people who play that game. So thank you all for the support. I mean, it's been overwhelming, the amount of support I've gotten on this channel, and I couldn't do this without y'all. I'm just being honest with you. This is something I could not do without y'all. So thank you again, and I will see you in 2021. It's going to be the best year yet for everybody. Let's just all be positive. Hit that positive mental attitude. Thank you, Gerald Swindle, for that big piece of positive thinking, and I just can't think of anything better. So, hey, 2021, here we come.